निर्विशेषाय शून्यवादी भाषादेशतारिणे जयो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Is a famous shloka from the Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter 33rd, Sadrisham chestate swasyaha prakate jnanavanapi prakritim yanti bhutani nigraha kim karishyati. Even a man of knowledge acts according to his own nature, for everyone follows his nature. What can repression accomplish? There are two words important in the shloka what I could see. One is swasyaha, swa means our own nature, and other one is nigraha, suppression. Today everybody talks about. It is in my DNA. It's my part of my nature. Why did you did that murder? What can I do? It's part of my nature. It's in my DNA. Correct? People say like that. So somebody may use this shloka to justify, no? You are telling me I should not drink. It is in my DNA. It's part of my nature, swasyaha. And why you are giving the suppression? Nigraha. Not like that. So they have to understand the shloka in a proper context. The context is this. Second chapter, actually Gita is over. First chapter, Arjuna says, I don't want to fight. He gives certain reasons. And Krishna gives a reason why he should fight in the second chapter. While doing that, Krishna lifts the whole Gita on the spiritual platform. Krishna doesn't solve Arjuna's problem from mundane morality. Okay. In fact, if you hear first chapter, you will feel Arjuna was correct not to fight. And that is what Gandhi also. I think he did not read after first chapter. He read only first chapter because he promotes non-violence based on Gita. That Arjuna does in the first chapter. How can I kill my own grandfather, my teacher? I can worship them, but I cannot kill them. And what is the use of having a kingdom with the blood of my teacher and guru and my own relatives? Better, I will live a life by begging. And Gandhi would have been very. I think he read only that much. He didn't, or even if he read, he didn't understand after second chapter, because from second chapter, Krishna starts the Bhagavad Gita, and Krishna lifts the Bhagavad Gita on the spiritual platform. Most of the people also, they've never read Bhagavad Gita because they don't even understand what is spiritual platform. Yeah? They say Bhagavad Gita means, rather than hearing to Krishna, they put words in the mouth of Krishna. Krishna should say this, Krishna should say that. Now how can you do like that? Then father writes you the letter. Before opening the letter, yeah, father should say this, and you close the letter and keep it back. And you have to hear what is Krishna telling. And Krishna lifts the Gita on the spiritual platform, wherein he changes the very foundation of Arjuna. He tells Arjuna, you're not the body, you're spirit soul. So then where is killing? Where is the killer? Correct? Who is killed? You can't kill anybody because he's not the body, he's spirit soul. And then Krishna starts developing, just like everything has a relation. Like this laptop is there, it has a relation to me. I use it for something. Taken. This has a relation to me. This seat has a relation to me. All the people in this world, we have a relation. What relation that the soul has? The properties of everything in the property is actually a relation properties. So what property the soul has in relation to the Lord? That is the teaching of Bhagavad Gita. And the relationship is devotion service. And Krishna concludes the chapter by saying, therefore Arjuna, on my desire, you may not be desiring to fight. On my desire, you fight this war. Bhagavad Gita closes. Actually, second chapter Gita is over. But Arjuna, after hearing, he is playing the role of a good student. Actually, Arjuna is a self-realized soul. He is a Mukta Purusha. Just like you are, suppose, the chief secretary to the Prime Minister of India. You cannot be a Buddhu man. He will be actually the best IAS officer gets that opportunity. True? They select the best. Even Delhi, they have selected the chief secretary. They select the best. Any Prime Minister or Chief Minister will not select any out there. So you are a personal associate of the Lord. You can't be a fool. Arjuna is among the topmost devotees of the Lord. Just like Hanuman is among the topmost devotees of the Lord Rama, Arjuna is among the topmost devotees of the Lord Krishna. So how can he be a student for Gita? He should be knowing all this thing. He knows. But one thing, Krishna creates a little Brahma for him. Otherwise the Gita will not open out. And second thing, he also plays a part of a good student. That is, in that context we have to understand. Arjuna is a dummy. Message is for us. Okay. Many times they do that. Even on TV shows, people do that. They have somebody to ask. And then that person very nicely opens up the subject. So many of the debates, they become very beautiful when person is asking. And then the whole subject matter looks very interesting. We have to learn it from Krishna. Krishna himself could have given a speech of half an hour. But then it would have been so interesting. He made Arjuna to ask created a situation first where a war is about to happen, because most of the people said they have no time to read Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna heard Bhagavad Gita before the war. That is the last time you will think about. Sit down peacefully and listen something. And many people feel Gita is meant for sannyasis. Arjuna heard when he was a grahastha, and Krishna also spoke to him in a role of a grahastha. Correct? So in that context, you see, in every angle it is. And then nothing happened to Arjuna after hearing Bhagavad Gita. He remained the warrior. He remained a family man. Correct? Nothing changed. But he became a very wise man. And now, Arjuna, after hearing the second chapter, wherein Krishna proposes to come to a spiritual dimension, which is very much known to Arjuna, because Vedic culture, there was strong spiritual aspect in everybody's life. So when he hears about that, Krishna, why have to fight then? If I have to come to spiritual dimension, then I leave this battlefield, I go to the forest, and I go to say today's context, suppose somebody is very stressed out in his job, say leave everything, you go to Vrindavan, sit down there, and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Correct? Somebody will propose like that. छोड़ दो, क्या है भगवान? सब भगवान, जा जंगल चले जाओ. Why? And sit and chant. Correct? That is what Arjuna proposes. So Krishna is saying that you cannot artificially, because Arjuna is in a role of a Kshatriya. Take that in mind, which context it is spoken. Arjuna is a self-realized soul, Siddha Purusha. You can't be associated of Krishna for anything less than that. Fire can enter fire, otherwise reaction, correct? So the association of Krishna and Arjuna very itself proves Arjuna is a very advanced personality. But in this context, he is representing a normal man in this world, particularly a Kshatriya, is in a role of a warrior. And he proposes, if you read the chapter in the beginning, that Krishna, if I have to come to spiritual platform, I can go to the forest and I can just meditate on you. Why to come to spiritual platform, or how can on a spiritual platform a warrior activity be recommended? Just like I remember once I had gone to my home, some relative came to meet me and they said, we are in this samsara, how we can come to a spiritual platform? Okay? It is not possible. So Arjuna also thought, what is so spiritual about killing so many people here? Because all Arjuna knows is to kill. The warrior means, what is the skill of a warrior? He knows how to kill. Krishna said, you kill for me. That's what second chapter concludes. Kill for me. Good. Proceed. And here Arjuna is saying, what is spiritual about killing people? Correct? Who will feel like that? Nobody will agree. So instead of doing this, Krishna, I will go to the forest. If you want spiritual, this will be more spiritual, no? I'll go to the forest, some Himalayas or some nice lake, somewhere a nice river, some waterfall, nice sound is coming, birds are chirping. I'll sit down there and I'll meditate upon you, or I'll chant your names. I'll do like that. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, it is not possible for you, because you are a Kshatriya. Kshatriya's nature is what? Kshatriya's nature is passion. Brahmana is goodness. Passion means he has to be engaged in activity. Sujesh, sit behind. See, the Kshatriya's nature is he has to be engaged in activities for money and power. That is the nature. So there are 4 classes of people. Let us understand them. Brahmana, nothing is by birth. None of the 4 are by birth. Brahmana is a person who is engaged in activities for, he is in Sattva-guna. Sattva-guna means he has no desire for, no vices. His mind is pure, body is pure. So Brahmana is engaged in the activities of cultivating knowledge. That is the Brahmana activities. His mind is pure, body. Kshatriya, his body is pure, he does not do sinful activities, but his mind is impure. His mind, there is a desire for sense gratification. But body is pure, he doesn't do sinful activities. To accommodate him in the society, he is given activities of power and wealth. Kshatriya means kings. They are allowed power, they are allowed wealth under control of the Brahmanas. They are kept watch because these two can be used in a vicious way. See, we need some Kshatriyas in the society, it can be double-tailed. Somebody has desire of power and money, he can be double-tailed instead of being killed. Correct? He can be used to give protection to the society. We give him power, please use it properly. Brahmanas will never occupy throne. Even though they are 100 times more intelligent than Kshatriya, they have better things to do. They will engage in spiritual activities. They will never occupy throne. They will be very knowledgeable, extremely knowledgeable. All teachers will be Brahmanas. But they don't have attraction for power or money. They have better things to do. That Kshatriyas will do. But the Kshatriyas are kept under control of the Brahmanas. Kshatriyas will not break any regulations in life, gross. But subtly they are not pure as a Brahmana. Brahmana's mind should be fully pure. Only in a pure mind there is a desire for knowledge. Real knowledge. Before I was in NITK yesterday, we had a program. I told none of you are learning 1 inch of knowledge. Veda means knowledge. Not 1 inch of knowledge. What you know is art, which is a shadow of knowledge. There is a difference between art and knowledge. Like you make samosa, it is called an art, it is not called knowledge. So similarly, all you learn in technology is art, not knowledge. How to mix these things, how to add these things. Actually, it's a fact. All the college, university, not 1 iota of knowledge is taught. What is taught is art. To learn knowledge, you need Sattva-guna. Nobody has it, neither the teacher, neither the students. Therefore, no knowledge is taught, no knowledge is received. At the end, they come out empty. So, my God, what is the definition? Yes. Because if somebody has received knowledge, certain symptoms make it visible. I have now gone to another track, but I just completed. In Bhagavad Gita, Chanakya gives a very simple definition. He says, these 3 symptoms should be visible. What is that? Matrivat Paradareshu. Moment he sees any woman, he should give her the same feelings as he gives to his mother. Except his wife. Paradareshu. Except the wife. Not that he looks at his wife as mother. But except his wife, any woman when he sees, immediately he gives the same affection what he gives to his mother. Matrivat Paradareshu. That he kept it first. Paradaveshu Lostavat. Anybody's wealth he sees, like he sees somebody's car or somebody's nowadays mobile, Lostavat, like a stone on the street, doesn't feel jealous. It's fine. Nowadays we get jealous. And then Atmavata Sarabhuteshu. If something gives him pain, that's a called golden rule in modern psychology. Only that much they have understood. And Atmavata Sarabhuteshu. If I get pain with something, even other person, I shall not allow him to get the same pain. Somebody cuts my neck, it is very painful. So why I should cut somebody's neck? Okay? That's why people become vegetarian, when people evolve on this idea. So these 3 principles, when they are developed in a person, Sapashyati Yah Panditaha. He said that man has received knowledge. We are not talking about knowledge. Knowledge is something else. But the symptom of a person who has received knowledge, and this symptom should be visible in his personality. Then you can know, yes, he has in his heart some knowledge has come. And because we don't see these three symptoms in anybody today, we know he has not received any knowledge. If a college says knowledge is power, big slogans they make, knowledge is. But at the end, we don't see any of these symptoms in a student coming out. We know knowledge has not been taught. Vidwan. Vidwan means he has received. Vid means knowledge. Dhanavan means he received money. Correct? Suppose you say I am a very rich person. How is it that, sir? No, I am in America, I have a big bungalow. Oh my God. And then, then I own an island in Dubai. There's a private islands. My God. Then in France, I have, this. Oh. Now, by the way, in Mangalore, where do you stay? A small slum I stay. In Mangalore, we don't have slum. Just for an example. I have some slum I stay. I'll not believe you're a rich man. Correct? So I don't know what's inside you. What kind of, wisdom has developed within you. But if these three symptoms are not visible, I cannot agree any knowledge is inside your system. Now let us see what Krishna gives a definition. Krishna's definition is more strict of knowledge. Krishna says, Ashochan anvashochastvam. After Arjuna finished the first chapter, Krishna's second chapter scolds him. Ashocam anvashochastvam pragyavadam sabhashase gatasuna agatasuna cha nanu shochanti panditaha. Pandit means learned man. Same thing Chanakya said, panditaha. Correct? What does Chanakya say? Matrivata pradareshi pradaveshlo atamata sarvoshasu ya pashati sa pandita. Pandit means a learned man. Panditji. Okay? Now it has become a definition for a Brahmana. They know, somebody says Brahmana with a thread. Panditji, kya bolte hain? So Panditji ka they forgotten the definition. Simply Panditji, because he is born in a Brahmana family. Nonsense. Whether knowledge has come in the system. To receive knowledge, a channel has to be made. Channel is usually sattvic. If I am rasic, I can't receive knowledge. Why? Even if I keep a book of knowledge in front of me, my mind will be distracted. First, there will be no interest to read it. Even if I force and keep the book in front of you of knowledge, you'll close it immediately. Like Gita, keep in front of anybody, you will not even open it. In fact, psychologists today, knowing the tendency, if somebody has amnesia, he don't get sleep, they recommend read Bhagavad Gita. They know within 1 minute he'll get a deep sleep. So Krishna says, Ashochan, and you are lamenting for what is not worthy of lamentation. Arjuna was crying. At the end of first chapter, Arjuna breaks down. Ashupunaksha Lekshana. Tears rolled down his eyes. Okay? So what does he say? Ashochan anvashochasam pragyavadam sabhashase gatasuna agatasuna cha nanu shochanti panditaha. A learned man does not lament for any condition of living or dead. Any condition. You give him the newspaper. Bomb blast, 200 people died. Hair, people writhing in them. He does not get disturbed. That is a man of wisdom. Krishnas have put that as a definition. And then after that, Krishna opens the platform. Why is he speaking that? He says, we are not the body, we are spirit soul. Because soul never dies, nothing happens to the soul. Correct? Therefore, any condition of the dress, either torn or thrown, he knows nothing has happened to the person. Later in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna gives one more definition which supports this. He says, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Shunicheva Sapakecha Panditaha Samadarshinaha. He says the person comes in knowledge, Vidya. What happens to Pandit now? Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Shunicheva Sapakecha Panditaha Samadarshinaha. This Pandit, Samadarshi, he becomes Samadarshi. He sees everybody equally. Either he sees a learned Brahmana who is very polite and full of knowledge, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, Vinaya. Brahmane Gavi Hastini, he sees a Brahmana, that is a Brahmana. Hastini, Gavi means a cow, Hastini means an elephant. He sees a qualified Brahmana or a cow and an elephant. Shuni means a dog or a dog eater. He sees all on an equal platform. That is knowledge. Rather the beginning of Krishna says that is the definition. So in Krishna's certificate, if you want, we get B.Tech, M.Tech and all certificate from colleges. Just like, in Delhi today, 3 doctors have been arrested. They were practicing in Ghaziabad, but they didn't have any degrees. That's what I'm telling them. They don't agree, doctors. So much they talk about. correct, this much, this much, this much. But so many people without any degrees have a roaring practice. I just make fun of them. So what they teach you, 10 years and all, they work so hard. But people without any degrees, you have heard about that? Only when they studied their certificate, they came to know they didn't have a degree, but actually they were doing a roaring practice. Thousands of patients are coming and they're minting crores. You heard about it? Sometimes they make fun of doctors in that way. So the point is this. So how is it so? So we come to know that degree is bogus, correct? So similarly, we may have a degree of a learned personality in this bogus society, but the degree is a shadow degree, it's not a real degree. None of them have the degree of a learned man, according to... If Krishna comes, we all have a degree of a learned man, just like the doctors are investigated, correct? And we are playing big roles in the society, but Krishna will throw. This is a jolly degree, it's not a degree of a learned man. Why? You're not some other she. Correct? We are not able to understand this. Okay, so please try to understand Bhagavad Gita on that platform. Now Arjuna is proposing to take role of a Brahmana in the society, who is a learned man. Now you understood what's a learned man, who has knowledge with him. But he is a Kshatriya. Kshatriya is not on the platform of 100% knowledge. Some amount of knowledge he has. He's always, when you know that when Krishna's palace, Narad Muni and Sudama entered. Once Sudama entered, you all know, Krishna got down from his bed, made him sit and worshipped him. He was giving the role, a Kshatriya in a Vedic culture. Whenever a Brahmana entered his palace, Sudama was in a tattered clothes, correct? And Krishna was playing the role of a Kshatriya in this world, opulent king. He got down from his seat. When Narada came to his palace, Krishna got down from his seat, not only made him sit on the Simhasana, and in front of the whole public and his palace, he worshipped him. Why? For knowledge. Narada was playing the role of a Brahmana. Sudama was playing the role of a Brahmana. Correct? Narada rather more than a Brahmana, sannyasi. So, knowledge is the one which is respected in the Vedic culture. Today, what is respected is money. What is the third class? That is Vaishya. Vaishya is after money, money, money. They don't kill him, double tail him. Double tail him. We need economic development as a society, correct? We need some administrative society, very good. And we need some workers also in society, very good. All the floors are developed. That is called the Vedic Varnashram system. By tendencies, we engage everybody. Now if you do artificially, that is what Arjuna is trying to do. He is a Kshatriya, he wants to do a Brahmana's job. Just like you have seen sometimes in college it happens. A teacher tears the students to pieces in front of the whole class. What? He is a Kshatriya. He is not a Brahmana. You know, some teachers are there, little you disrespect them, they become wild, and he's a Kshatriya, wants respect, not a Brahmana. Brahmana, that's the test of a Brahmana. You insult him. His face will be as if nothing has happened. Don't insult the Lord, then he will get upset. Because that is his, you don't expect, insult Hanuman, he will not take anything. You insult Lord Rama, will burn you, kill you. That you can't touch. Till Ravana was insulting him, he did not take anything. Moment he insulted Rama, he burnt his whole Lanka. And it is not considered bad. Correct? Similarly, Lord also. You insult him, he will ignore it. You insult his devotees, he will finish you. When, there was, before the war, Arjuna prayed to Krishna actually. Krishna, can you forgive the Kauravas? Because he knows they have done nuisance. And they had played with fire. What is that? They tried to strip Draupadi in public. And among all the things it is bad, she was a great devotee. Because they tried to give pain to a great devotee, that's it. That very moment Krishna decided they're going to die. You know, the war was actually, every step Krishna led to the war. War would not have happened. Krishna would not have interfered at various stages. If you know Mahabharata, you can analyze actually. So, Arjuna in one sense prayed, Krishna, can you forgive them? Krishna says, no, kill them. So Krishna is not going to forgive if he insult his devotee. So that's how personal it is. Now Arjuna was okay, that's what the definition of Brahmana, coming to the Brahmana. Brahmana personally, he should not take any office. You tell you are the first class idiot you are. Nothing should happen, then you know he is a Brahmana. Because he does not have desire for power and money. He has only desire for knowledge. Okay. Nothing to lose, nothing to gain. Kshatriya is desire for power. If you insult him, it disturbs him. He becomes suffocated. Okay. So anyway. So now what is happening in this situation? Arjuna is artificially asking. Now suppose you become you have seen a Marwadi, they do business. Whole day they will be sitting counting money. In a day, some wholesale business, they get 1 or 2 customers in a day. I have seen those people. Sometimes landed in the shop, they get irritated. They only deal with wholesale people or retailers. I don't deal with them. I say, yeah, please help me for a temple. And they help me out. I get 20-30% discount. Then a retail shop. You know that? If you locate a wholesaler, you save 20% discount. The retailer's margin you can take care. But in a day, that fellow, generally they are Marwadis or local, some other caste also. Whole day he has 1 or 2 customers. And all day he's doing is counting his money. And he's very happy with that. Suppose one of the person who is not of the Vaishya mentality, who desire his money, he's keep looking at his passbook, he's very happy. If you are put there, you will become suffocated there. You will get mad. True? In fact, Gandhi failed in a similar way. He tried to do reform, social reform, but without proper knowledge. He saw that in temples, some temples, which is not recommended. In fact, our Acharya was so upset when he was Jagannath Puri temple event and they didn't allow his disciples to enter, even though they don't allow non-Hindus to enter the temple. Prabhupada says, I will not enter this temple. He was very upset. So why? They've given their life to spread Gita's message. 90% disciples are not with the Hindu background. And they have given their life to serve Krishna. And you don't allow them inside? What kind of nonsense is this? Correct? Given their life. They were, many of them, from a very rich background. They've given everything, living in such an austere life, trying to distribute Gita's message, and you say they will not be allowed inside a temple? Strange. So Gandhi saw some similar situation, and definitely desire was good only to reform this. So he said they should be called Harijanas. He changed their name to Harijanas. And not only that, he saw to it certain temples are made where they do the puja. But he forgot one thing, to train them in Satoguna. Within days they left their puja and ran away. What, that whole day sitting, ringing ghanta 7 times and doing arati? You have to have a taste for that, no? You got it? If you make you sit inside a temple, all you have to do in a day, 7 times you have to do arati, correct? And do ghanta. You say, what? You have to do ghanta. If taste is there, you don't mind. You will sit for hours and lifetime. Some pujaris are there lifetime, they do. Taste has to be there. Otherwise you can't do it every day. So he forgot something. So like that. So Arjuna was proposing something similar. He's a Kshatriya with passion, with power, with money. And he's saying, I'll forego everything. I'll become a beggar, which is also not recommended in the Vedic culture. Correct? And I will artificially imitate the life of a sannyasi. Krishna says, when a man of knowledge acts according to his own nature, your nature is a Kshatriya. Everyone follows a nature. What can repression accomplish? You can't suppress your Kshatriya nature and you say, I will not. Therefore, it's a big science to understand person's psychophysical nature and engage him in a profession accordingly. That was Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Now we can't rebuild it today, but at least understand it. It is not by birth. Mostly, when you are presented in a wrong way, it was based on birth. We call it caste system. Caste in, caste out. Even we reject it. It's bogus. In fact, India has destroyed its culture because of that. Whole Indian culture is destroyed because by birthright, people started claiming to be a Brahmana, to be a Kshatriya, even to this day. Who are you? I'm Brahman. Correct? Some temples are there. If you're wearing thread, they give you food in a better place. If you're not having thread, they give you food in a lower place. Udupi. If you have a thread, there is one place. You get lot of items, lot of fries, lot of sweets you get. But they anyway give you good meal. But if you're not having a thread. And they don't recognize ISKCON people. We are supposed to go not to the Brahmin area. Because they know here we give thread to anybody. Anybody comes, we train him and give thread. We don't recognize the birth Brahmana. So now what is happening is that Arjuna is trained as a Kshatriya. He is a qualified Kshatriya in the society. That's a separate issue. He is a Mukta Purusha. So Krishna is saying, why are you artificially taking the role of a sannyasi? Okay. That is the shloka. Arjuna proposed, why the war? Now Prabhupada is very nicely saying two things there. That it is better to be situated in one's own position, because purification is gradual. It doesn't happen in one moment. Correct? It is better to be. Therefore, somebody has a Kshatriya nature. Not that 5 minutes more I can make him fully purified. Not possible. He has to be better situated in his own nature. But try to attain Krishna consciousness under superior training. The goal of the society, it does not matter. According to my psychophysical nature, I am good for a Shudra profession. I am good for a Vaishya profession. I am good for a Kshatriya profession. I am good for a Brahmana profession. All the four are respected, just like in a body. If my leg has an injury and a head has an injury, I spend money both the times. Both are important. Just like society today, it has come to such situation in India today. Now we are seeing nobody wants to do labor's job. Correct? It is considered low. Anybody goes to college, last thing he will do is go to the farm and till the land, do any labor job. True? It's wrong policy actually. Every profession is dignified. Even Shudra profession is highly dignified. At least here this belt, one thing is nice. Nobody shouts, even under labor. In North India, because they are in a very helpless condition, they shout also. Here they get 400, you can't shout, they walk away. Okay? You get somebody for some garden cleaning, just shout at him, he'll walk away. Next minute he'll walk away. At least some dignity is there. Yes, it should come. In America, the dignity is there. Therefore, people don't mind entering a restaurant. Many Indians there, students who are working as students, and they can't pay the fees, which is very expensive. And they do B.Tech or M.Tech from there, or they do all this petrol pump. They do 2-hour job, go to restaurant, wash dishes, even polish shoes. Every profession is dignified, and your salary is, remuneration is very good. You get $100 of washing dish in a restaurant for 2 hours. It's very good money. That's how they clear their bills. Sometimes they say I'm in America, but they don't tell what they're doing. But anyway, the point is that all the four are dignified, but apart from their activity for bodily maintenance, all are equally entitled for Krishna consciousness. In the evening time, all can go and sit and try to receive knowledge. True, comparatively in the body, head is more important than the arm. But all are important first. Correct? If the legs are not there, you have a problem in the society. Now the arm is cut, you can live, but head is cut, you die. So in a social position, Brahma therefore, he gives a direction to the society. He gives a wisdom where the society should move, what direction. Therefore, modern society, because it does not have any Brahmanas, it does not have any Kshatriya, there is no protection for you. Okay? And there is no guidance in the society, what should be done. There are people in the society who are occupying the position of a Brahmana, who are occupying the position of a Kshatriya, but they are unfit for their job. Something a put here, they should do the job of the head, but can't do any job of the head. Correct? So it is just a lump of matter. Somebody has taken the position of the arms, but cannot give protection to the society. Correct? Brahmana means like Arjuna. Krishna is in one sense playing the role of a Brahmana for Arjuna as a guru and teaching him. So every profession you have a dilemma. Now you are in your dental profession, you have a dilemma so many times. Whether I should do this or I should not do this. You are in engineering profession, many times you have a dilemma. Even within the profession you have a dilemma. That is called ethical dilemma in the profession. That's why they have a subject called professional ethics. Correct? What should I do now? It's a dilemma. Just like in medical profession, they have a dilemma of euthanasia. Should we do it? We should not do it. True? Like that. At that time, they can call a Brahmana. Kings used to call a Brahmana. They have a dilemma. Should I declare war or I should not declare war? The Brahmana is actually involved in spiritual knowledge. But knowing the goal, where the society should move, because of it developed knowledge, they give direction to the king. Do like this, my dear king. Free advice, free consultant, no charges. Brahmana lives in a hut. Chanakya Pandit was the last good example of a Brahmana. You know that? Chanakya Pandit was giving advice to Chandragupta Maurya, who was a king. Even though he made Chandragupta Maurya the king, he continued to live in a hut. He used to come from his hut to the palace. He was the prime minister in that way, correct? Giving advice, he used to give the advice to the king. You do like this. And he used to walk away to his hut. That's it. That's the idea. We need such people in the society. Okay. So at the same time, artificially we should not take. Prabhupada says, artificially we should not do. Therefore, without being fully trained in Krishna consciousness, one should not suddenly give his prescribed duties and become a yogi or a transcendentalist. And then Prabhupada is saying it is impossible to get out of the entanglement of Maya simply by theoretical knowledge. Many times it is very lightly, Hari Naam bahut acha hota hai, jap karke bahut shaktishaali. Karo na, just by theoretical knowledge. You say, Gita is very nice. Read no first. The theoretical knowledge will not help you. And Bhagavad Gita is not an armchair philosophy. Oh, Krishna, very nice to hear. No, it was a practical philosophy for action. That is another reason Krishna spoke the philosophy in a practical situation, where a profession, Kshatriya profession, there was a dilemma. If such a condition, when my own respectable people on the other side, can I proceed to the war or not? Dilemma for Arjuna, ethical dilemma. At that moment, the Gita is spoken for a practical course of action. It is not just, बहुत अच्छा लगता है सुनने में, मन को शांति मिलता है. Gita is not meant for that. Gita is meant for practical advice in every situation in life. True? So it is like that. But one thing is there. If you come to the spiritual platform, one transcends, unless one is situated in the Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada is saying in his own word, he cannot get free from the influence of the modes of material nature. Immediately, modes of material nature, which is actually the Maya, withdraws. The illusory effect of Maya, which is enchanting us, withdraws. When you come to Krishna consciousness. Therefore, it is called Krishna consciousness movement. International Society for Krishna consciousness. Okay? The very purpose is that it pulls us. We are thrown on a spiritual platform, so we get away from the influence of Srila Prabhupada ki, Bhagavad Gita ki.